Disney admits its toxic male fans were right by Sydney Watson channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's watch it.
This was kind of to be expected.
What
Hi,
is
my name
what
is
is
Sydney.
expected?
Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Fume. And yes, before everybody starts making comments,
Fume
I did
again.
cut my hair. It was just getting so ratty and really needed a chop. I don't know how I feel about this though. I guess we'll see when.
To be honest, I only noticed it because he said I didn't even notice it.
I wash it myself because I'm not actually the greatest fan of hair salon hair. It's like it's too soft for me. I like my frizzy hair. I like that it's usually poofy and unruly. That's how I like it. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, but at least now it's been acknowledged, so we can move on. So it seems that our friends over at Disney have finally realized that the menfolk are upset with them. I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't be, given that Disney keeps calling them racist and misogynistic because they don't like lesbian space witches. Shaming the lads to get their attention is not a winning strategy, Kathleen. So in a strange turn of events, on August
it just took how many years for them of them taking L's and losing like I don't even dare to say millions because I think it was billions. I don't know how much industry how much money this industry pours into this stuff, you know. But I think given all these years, we can call that billions, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not good with value with numbers in money. Okay. But you guys might have a better idea of that. Let me know in the comments if you guys know. Oh my god, too much saliva. Let me know in the comments exactly or the same amount of value, the expected value in the comments. Those who have this data, okay. Oh my god, looks like my brain is still turned off. I'm sorry, let's continue.
2025, Variety published an article titled Disney's Boy Trouble. Studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel
Disney's
Lucasfilm
Boy
struggles.
Trouble.
That was hard to say. The article describes how Disney execs have been squeezing Hollywood over the last number of months for original ideas that will bring young men back into the fold. Specifically, they want Gen Z men back, so those aged between 13 to 28. Or thereabouts. Yes, that is the same group they have been overtly shaming for the last number of years.
It's over.
Oh, how the turntables. The article also describes how Gen Z men are lonely, gaming obsessed, and have been ruined by the COVID-19 lockdowns.
Oh, this explains a lot. Like, this for me, it's something that I already said before. These people are starting to worry too much about people playing games, and that's why we are seeing all this bullshit happening around games and anime industry. And for me, now that they are looking at this and all the censorship happening, clearly means the shift to something that like. If we can't win then against arguments because they clearly are not being convinced by us, let's just censor everyone. Like, yeah. And this right here, my fellow foxlings, this shows everything I need to know. I mean, this means much because these companies, they work together like a hive, you know. They think together like just one entity of evil, like wanting to destroy the entire world. This is what I think, okay? This is just what I think. It's my opinion. So for them to be saying this, it's because they are already convinced enough to know, like, oh, we can't win against gamers and people who watch like Asian culture, you know, like anime and stuff like that. We can't win against them, so we gotta have to do something about it, like quote unquote do something about it, you know?
Making them a difficult group to appeal to. What a charitable description. But that hasn't stopped Disney from looking for original material despite its ownership of two massively male-orientated franchises, Marvel and Star Wars. Disney has also recently bought a $1.5 billion with a B dollar stake in the game Fortnite, which it will use to incorporate its own characters. So if Disney has access to all of these male-orientated things, then why is it struggling to get men to show up? Well, pretty simply,
because they destroy everything
Disney
they
has
touch.
decided to lecture its audience rather than entertain them. Once again, not a winning strategy. They push DEI and corporate feminism into franchises built for.
This right here is the picture of the reason of why it's not working. Yes, the force is female. Yes. Keep pushing that, and you'll keep seeing else.
Men blamed fans when their films and shows flopped, and now they're scrambling to win back Gen Z guys who just aren't interested in.
Hey, Buzz Lightyear women, oh Jesus Christ! I didn't even knew that happened. I mean, I didn't watch it. I don't watch anything anymore. Like, since at least what? 5 to 7 years? 5 to 7 years ago already that I don't watch any bullshit of Hollywood or Disney, whatever. Like, yeah. So, I didn't even knew that they have a Buzz Lightyear, that they created a Buzz Lightyear female, like, I don't know how she's called. I have no idea. Jesus Christ.
Seeing the same slop
and of course
to them
she's
over
not
and over
white
and over
for
again.
obvious reasons.
When they bought Marvel in 2009 and Lucasfilm in 2012, they knew these were gold mines for male.
And of course she has no hair. Oh my fucking god.
Audiences. Iron Man was blowing up at the time in a good way, and Star Wars' already decently long legacy had proved it was a major hit with male viewers, with lightsabers and space battles, fun and interesting storylines, and importantly, no psycho, overt political lecturing. But somewhere along the way, Disney decided that it was a great idea, the greatest idea, to effectively rebrand these franchises, making it very clear that one of their primary objectives was to have more women, more diversity, and more female-led stories, and behind the scenes hiring more women into high-ranking roles within the company. And they very quickly set about putting these plans in motion. I just have to remind you all of Kathleen Kennedy running around in her Force's female shirt. I'm not so sure about that, Kathleen. When The Force Awakens was released in 2015, a lot of people were really excited about new Star Wars content. But right out of the gate, it was clear that this was a different kind of Star Wars. Not only was the lead protagonist a woman called Rey, which, by the way, quote-unquote different kind, yes. The original Star Wars featured our girl Leia, for goodness sake. But Rey, to a lot of viewers, turned out to be a decently unlikable Mary Sue surrounded by incompetent male characters. Absolutely nobody is a bigger Rey disrespecter than me. I
didn't even watch any of this. And I know someone will maybe use this in a piece of comment to say a lot of bullshit, but I don't even need to watch this stuff. It's clear enough what's gonna happen. The super overpowered women that can kill and destroy literally everything with just one finger, surrounded by idiot male protagonists, idiot male like characters that will just like act like if they had some kind of dementia. And it's always like that. It's always like that. Like I don't even need to watch. And she will destroy some force of evil that probably is a white man behind of that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dislike her on a philosophical level. Anyway, this kind of set the tone for what was to come. Pain. When the 2017 Last Jedi hit cinemas, fans were confused to see Luke Skywalker, the primary protagonist from the original trilogy, had turned into a grumpy hermit who tossed his lightsaber like it was rubbish. In interviews, Disney execs made it clear that their objective was to attract more women to the franchise and make everything more woman-friendly. So, of course, we ended up with shows like The Acolyte.
Woman-friendly. I think in my opinion, okay, guys, I think, in my opinion, that it's not even, it cannot even be called woman-friendly because not even women watch this shit. We don't, okay? We don't. Like, the only ones who are gonna watch this are really like the woman inside this woke bullshit. Like that very extremist ones. The others don't give a shit. Like, oh god, like there is no way. You just see the numbers of what they sell. Like, it's a crap. No one watches it. No one fucking watches it. And I'm not even saying that today because today it's very clear that they are totally ruined. I'm saying like since like they started doing this shit, you know.
24, which highlighted twin sisters, diverse Jedi, and force-sensitive dinosaurs and lesbian space witches.
What's that? This puzzle. Is he or they with us?
Ultimately, we did end up with a
the
series of
fuck?
unlikable female characters like Vice Admiral Amelin Holdo. I hope I said that correctly. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. I've just read it a bunch of times. Protagonists who really felt like some sort of, you know, weird self-insert from someone in the writing room. She even has the purple hair. These people are never living down that stereotype. Never. On the plus side, you know who has a stereotype of actually being pretty great? Fume, the sponsor of today's video, and you should bloody well watch the ad that I made for them because I discovered a new editing thing that I can do now. You know, we have a lot of fun on this channel, but now I want to talk to you about
I want to
something
see if I
serious.
notice
Every
this
day,
editing
millions
thing.
of Americans suffer.
Wait, are you telling me that Sydney watches her own, like, not watches, like she fucking edits her own videos? No fucking way, no, you're lying. No. No, she didn't, no. You do? Wait, you really do edit your own videos? No way, no
Suffer
way.
from boring air syndrome.
I
Yes,
don't
it's
believe
real.
it.
Don't look it up.
Bullshit.
But thanks to advancements
Show me-
in air
show me the
technology,
video
we can now make
of
the
your
air
editing.
we breathe both exciting and personalized. And it's all thanks to today's sponsor, Fume. Fume is a flavored air device that not only gives you the satisfaction of having a flavor blast of air delivered straight to your taste buds, but it's guilt-free, non-toxic, vaporless, and a way of filling the void of unhealthy, bad-tasting habits that force you to stand outside in the heat for a fix. Fume would never do that to you. Fume likes you too much. And what's more, Fume is shown that its product is twice as effective at helping stop bad habits than all the other solutions on the market. And these clean flavors are fantastic.
I bet some dictators
There's
said that
mango,
before,
crisp
like.
mint, cinnamon hearts, and many, many more.
Oh,
And
God.
another thing, the Fume devices are stylish,
Then don't mind me,
personalized,
I
easy
just
to
been
carry
silly.
around, and surprisingly fun to play with. This is mine. I call it Aladdin because every time I use it, it takes me to a whole new world of fun and excitement. Friends, you don't deserve to have boring air syndrome. You
That is
deserve to
sweet,
have the
don't it?
greatest, tastiest, science-approved, award-winning air device from Fume. So if you are ready for tasty flavored air and to stop your bad habits, then click the link in the description, scan the QR code on screen, or go to tryfume.com/Sydney. And don't forget to use code
Yay.
Sydney to get your free Fume topper when you order a journey pack. Given that the Star Wars audience was and continues to be majority male, a lot of these decisions just didn't make a lot of sense. And no, it's not because men refuse to watch female characters or don't want to watch female characters, it's because they prefer those of the well-written
Wait, aren't men like watching many animes, like most of them with female characters, and not complaining, but also, oh no, I'm gonna use this word. Oh man, it's just because I'm lacking words in my head now. Gooning, yes, gooning to them. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't think about anything else. I think, you see how this corrupts your mind? You see so much people saying the words gooning indiscriminately all the time, like even when it's not gooning, because most of the times it's clearly not. But because you see everyone saying all the time, the first one that comes in your head, it's this one, yes. So I became like contaminated. I'm sorry. But please, let me know in the comments better options for me to substitute the word Goonie on this video for something else. Just for the sake of me trying to maybe remember and increase my portfolio for the next one. Thank you so much. Yes, let's continue.
Variety. A flavor of protagonist that seems to be very lacking in today's Hollywood. They have girl boss too close to the sun. There's also the fact that Star Wars hasn't released a film since 2019, but has in fact churned out a bunch of reasonably terrible shows, and that's certainly a choice. But then there's Marvel. After Endgame in 2019, which made $2.7 billion by being everyone's movie, Marvel leaned hard into what fans often call the MCU. 2022 She-Hulk was focused on courtroom drama and women-orientated issues,
was the most
and the Hulk
terrible
thing was
one.
much more
Jesus
secondary.
Christ.
Hulk himself was also positioned as weaker than Jennifer, the girl Hulk, for those of you who don't know, as she picked up skills almost immediately and could absolutely thrash him around with very little effort. And let's not forget this speech.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. But when I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult.
Look at the face of this Hulk. Oh man, I remember the very old movies of Hulk, you know, when or TV like use it to show the movies, like the very first ones, like, oh my God! And now look at his face now, Jesus Christ, man, oh Jesus Christ, it is so horrible
all the time. But when I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger, because I do it infinitely more than you.
I do it infinitely more than you do. Have you met men?
I do infinitely more than you.
Do you know how much testosterone they have? Especially a giant green one? I don't know, lady. Men have to go and, like, live in mine shafts. I don't think you're that hard done by. The Marvels in 2023 tanked at the box office, and even Fantastic Four First Steps this year with Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby just didn't stick. And while it was better than what a lot of people were expecting, it just didn't hit like a Marvel film used to. It goes without saying, but Marvel's audience is also majority male, but here as well there has been a massive push to have more female characters and more female-led stories in an effort to almost fix something that wasn't broken. Like I said with relation to Star Wars, I definitely think the same thing applies here with Marvel. There are a bunch of female superheroes that men really like, so it's really less about the women themselves and more the agonizing way that they're portrayed. She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, the Marvels, that's just a handful of movies.
For me, the most horrible thing, not only the text of the movie, like the script, like for example, a man explaining like this bullshit, it doesn't stick. This is one thing, but there is also like creating characters that didn't exist just for the sake of make them become women, like getting Hulk and making She-Hulk. Like, you know, this stuff, this just don't. It just doesn't stick, you know. This is a crap of its own. And the other problem is the fucking script that's horrible. Because this clearly puts an agenda. People are not, even though you big corpos think that we are stupid. I mean, a lot of people are, but many of us are not. And even though the majority is a little bit retarded, there is a limit for how much retarded they are. Even then, can notice this stuff on your movies. And this is why they don't watch, because the script of the fucking characters are so horrible in pushing fucking agendas. And people are tired of this bullshit, clearly. Yeah, there is the problem with the characters, with the story, with always being a white man villain or some bullshit like that. we'd always have people, characters in the movies like with very colored hairs, and yeah, this is very sus. So if you really want to pander to these audiences, like, if you really want to, like, why do you guys don't make a movie of Super Shock, for example? I don't know if the name in English is Super Shock, but in my country, the name of his is Super Shock. I don't know if it's Static Shock or something like that. I don't remember. I don't know the name in English. I think it's Super Shock too. But yeah, it was a black hero that uses, electrician like shock, and he used it to fly above a piece of metal from the cans on street, something like that, a disc, and that was a very nice I forgot the name, cartoon that I like to watch, and that was fun. Like, why do you guys don't make movies or series about it? If you want to pander, for example, black audience, but not create this fucking script of pandering to this fucking like terrible stuff, that you guys do. Just try to make something good out of it, and you're already representing them. You don't have to make off this bullshit that you guys do, or like get characters that are already female and not wear turned female for the sake of just have to, like, for example, She-Hulk, and for the female characters you have way more around. You also, I think, for male you have Black Panther that is black, like you have so many that are already inside of the one of these said minorities that you could explore better, and you guys keep trying to create these facades of other characters that already exist. This is so fucking cringe.
Out of many, it's like either the actress themselves,
oh my god, my mouth is
completely
so full of saliva
or the
today.
way
I'm
that
talking
the
and
female
it's filling with
protagonist is
saliva all the
written
time.
is insufferable, and that becomes so obvious when you juxtapose these new wave of films with old films that feature a female protagonist that everybody liked and loved. I've talked
It's
about
making
this
me
in
spell
detail
the
in
words
previous videos, and I'm always hesitant to go over old ground, but just to reiterate, a well-written character is more important than focusing on the sex of a character and making that the primary plot point, like the primary focal point. And it seems that modern Hollywood is so preoccupied with having any woman that they've forgotten to produce women who have actual personality traits, who have struggles and flaws and feel things and experience life. But hey, driving things into the ground is actually not new for Disney at all, and they have been fumbling male-orientated stories for decades. Fun fact. Back in the early 2000s, they tried to appeal to boys with two animated gems, Treasure Planet and Atlantis: The Lost Empire. By the way, I'm going to say this ahead of time, Treasure Planet is probably my favorite Disney film. I just love it. I think it's so cute, and I'm so sad with what they did to it. Anyway, Treasure Planet was a sci-fi treasure island with a rebellious team lead, perfect for young guys, and this like older cyborg guy who, is sort of like this daddy figure that I'm sure a lot of guys, could relate to. Okay, not only that, but the film is also absolutely beautiful, and it deals with a lot of male-orientated themes that are, I have to imagine, for boys and men, very relatable. You can't tell me that you've watched the montage of Jim and John Silver and the mysterious dad character and not felt something. This movie speaks to all the boys who just wanted daddy to hug them. And me, apparently. For reasons that are inexplicable.
Yeah.
But even with all of this, even all these factors, it completely flopped. Like, absolutely fell out of bed, making $109 million on a $140 million budget. And there's a lot of speculation that this was done deliberately as an excuse to move away from 2D animation and make way for new projects, which I watched a 2-hour video that someone made about why this movie was deliberately capsized, and I'll probably link it in the description if you guys are interested, because it really bothers me. Atlantis similarly was a steampunk adventure with a nerdy male hero and an attractive female protagonist. And again, this was a great, engaging story that is visually beautiful. But this, too, barely cleared its $120 million budget. So you might be asking, why did these two movies, if they're so good, fall in a heap? Well, Disney barely marketed them. No Happy Meal toys, no big push, unlike their princess films, which...
I have to be honest, I didn't have an idea that these two movies existed to begin with. This is how bad marketed this was. Yeah, I didn't even know they exist. But it's not only bad market. I really don't have interest in look up for Disney stuff anymore. Maybe that helps me to not notice what is being released. Too. Yeah, maybe the sum up of the both. Of both of them, I don't know.
Seem to get all of the love. There's this widely held belief that these movies were actually just deliberately set up to fail. Like, Disney didn't believe in stories for boys and couldn't be bothered putting effort into them when it had done so well with its female-led adventures. And yeah, now they're cult classics for those who enjoy a bit of nostalgia, but back then, dead on arrival. And it's not like Disney hadn't seen success before with male-orientated stories like The Lion King, which then knocked it out of the park, but continues to be one of the most popular Disney films to date. Everybody loves a good daddy story. Oh, just the girls on Book Talk? My mistake. The Book Talk ladies need all kinds of therapy. Anyway, this pattern of making a guy-focused story and then starving it shows that Disney's never been all that good at speaking to men. It seems like, in large part, and I could be wrong here, I'm prepared to be wrong here, it feels like, though, that they preferred making fairy tales and princess stories that spoke more to women. But what's weird is that now, with Marvel and Star Wars and even Indiana Jones on the books, why are you repeating the same mistakes? Why keep doing this over and over and over again despite knowing how to fix it? Gen Z men might be a difficult demographic in some ways for Hollywood and studios, but I think the reality here is that human experience transcends age and time, which is why we can tell stories with the same themes and morals over and over and over again and have everyone across time periods still relate to them. Gen Z is also increasingly more and more right-wing as a cohort, which means that Disney's aggressive political messaging just isn't going to fly. And that's something that they can't seem to deal with. These are guys who want...
What the fuck is happening here? Jesus Christ. Oh my God, what? How they done this? What they did wrong there? What the actual fuck they did wrong there to make this curve? You see, all the others are decreasing. South Korea is way much, and I have a rough good idea of why this is happening there. US seems my country tend to copy a lot of things from US. Majoritarily, I don't think this is the word that I was looking for, but yeah, most of them are copied from the US. I imagine that the movement here is similar to this. I don't know. Yeah, German, but yeah, like, this is very surprising. And this is most surprising of everything. Like, look at this shit. It's getting worse, man. It's getting worse. Explain this to me. What the fuck is going wrong there? Oh, no. Well, yeah, I would say something, but yeah. I don't want to have another video demonetized, so let's continue.
Going to fly. And that's something that they can't seem to deal with. These are guys who want heroes they can root for. Stories that feel authentic, protagonists who are both likable, relatable, and extraordinary. And honestly, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think maybe Gen Z men also want to see men who are not being downtrodden and shamed just for being men. They want to see kind of the inverse of what's been happening to them over the last number of years. So of course, they don't want movies that feel like a corporate diversity checklist. But Disney has spent years calling its male critics toxic and racist instead of actually listening. It has turned its media properties into a DEI lecture hall that young men don't relate to whatsoever. And the box office repeatedly backs this up. The Marvels, Dial of Destiny, Fantastic Four all underperformed with male audiences. Star Wars hasn't had a movie in 7 years, and fans call Disney Plus shows like The Acolyte a sign of creative bankruptcy. So Disney's response to all of that? Blame the fans, label them backward or misogynistic, and never actually look inward to identify the issue. The thing is, and I think this is actually pretty funny, Gen Z is not disinterested in consuming media. They're just disinterested in consuming the media that Disney keeps churning out. They went to see the Minecraft movie, which I think did over $1 billion. They went to see Sonic the Hedgehog, which I learned previously. I made fun of that in another video, and then a bunch of you in the comments were like, Sydney, we love that film. So I don't know, I guess there's like a Sonic fan club or something. Maybe like bronies, but less upsetting. I love that I just keep digging this Sonic the Hedgehog hole deeper and deeper. I've gone ahead.
I used to like the games. Today I think I don't care anymore about the games. Maybe I would still play the old ones, but I just cannot play the new ones. And about the movie, I don't know, it looks nice, but I didn't watch it, none of them yet. Neither 1, 2, or 3. I watched pieces of the movie 1 on TV because I was passing by and it was being transmitted on TV, but I didn't watch the full movie.
And compared you guys to bronies now. I'm sure you're gonna fight me in the comments. So the question is, why did these films do so well? And I think the answer to that is very simple and straightforward. It's because they're fun, they're engaging, there's a little bit of a nostalgia element there, nothing feels forced, and important.
But since it has Jim Carrey, difficult can go wrong, I guess. So I should watch.
Finally, there's no lectures. This is probably also why the Top Gun remake, is it a remake? Sequel? Remake sequel? That came out recently did insanely well with the boys. Because fighter jets and speed. The airplane kind, not the snort it in a bathroom on a Saturday night with a guy named.
Which, by the way, remembers me that I still need to watch the new movie of Adam Sandler. Yes, I like his movies.
Josh that you just met 5 minutes ago kind. These other studios weren't out to preach. They were out to entertain. I know, crazy, right? Which is a totally common sense thing to do because at the end of the day, these entertainment companies are still companies that need to make money to survive. I'm no CEO, but I'm pretty sure that extending your middle finger to 50% of the population so hard that you pull a muscle is probably not great business practice. And that's what's so bizarre about all of this. It makes no financial sense to tell the vast majority of moviegoers not to come and see your movies by insulting and demeaning them. The only conclusion that one can reach here is that Disney's adherence to socio-political messaging has literally made them stupid and or crazy. Their writing rooms apparently could have doubled as padded cells. Disney had in its possession, it still has it in its possession, brands that naturally appeal to men down to their core. War, superpowers, stopping the bad guys. These are all things that grab men's attention. Of course, these things can appeal to some women too, and they do, but statistically speaking, this is what the majority of men will open their wallets for, whether it's tickets or merch or concerts or live events or whatever. How many women do you think own top quality lightsabers versus men? I will bet all the remaining hairs on my head that it's men. By an entire continent. Disney's decision to plant anti-masculine messages in masculine-based entertainment in order to try to attract more women is mind-blowing when you stop to think about it. Women gravitate towards entertainment that deals with relational intrigue, stories where people are tangled in intense situations with one another. Women flock to things like romance films and period dramas, rom-coms, even reality television, and even true crime and documentaries documentaries and podcasts and things. If it's about relationships under pressure, it's women who are tuning in to see it by and large. A great example of this is actually Taylor Swift, believe it or not. A huge part of her appeal, I think, is that her music deals with these very issues, and in a high-profile way with high-profile people that puts a little mystery and a little intrigue into the listening experience. This is why you have women hosting entire listening parties to decipher what her lyrics mean. I'm not kidding, guys. This woman gets engaged and it's all over my feed. It's all I have seen today. If you were to walk into a room of 20 women watching a romance movie and you said to them, hey ladies, in the next room, I'm gonna play a movie of superheroes beating the crap out of each other, maybe one or two of them would leave to go and watch
this
your
is very
violent superhero movie.
accurate.
If you were to do the same thing to a room of 20 men watching a romance movie, then you have probably walked into the wrong room and you should probably leave before things get weird. But let's say hypothetically these were just regular dudes and you offered them the opportunity to watch a superhero movie. I am betting that the majority of them would probably leave to go with you. Why, you might be wondering? Well, because the average man probably doesn't want to watch two people fall in love, but he would want to watch a super person punch another super person into a building. Disney took this well-established idea and decided to try to push a square peg of femininity into a round hole of masculinity. I know that analogy sounds incredibly weird, but I can't think of a better way to articulate it. They tried to appeal to a sense of anti-male sentiment that was popular in social justice circles in movies where it didn't need them, thinking they could make masculine brands appeal to women, thus widening their audience pool. Then they were surprised when women still didn't want to watch and men stopped showing up. The man who chases two rabbits catches neither. Did no one at Disney ever read Confucius? I mean, I don't read Confucius, but I do know that one. Ultimately, I think that Disney's missteps with Gen Z men highlight one really crucial thing, and that is you cannot build a loyal, dedicated audience by lecturing them or sidelining the stories that they love. Franchises like Marvel and Star Wars thrived on having epic adventures and great relatable heroes and characters, not corporate feminism and other weird social justice initiatives being shoved into everything. I think all of Disney's failures over the last number of years, either at the box office or on their streaming platform, really demonstrate that people are gravitating aggressively away from politically motivated, politically driven stories. And like I already mentioned, it's not that Gen Z men aren't interested in consuming media. They are. They're just not interested in consuming this kind of media. And honestly, Disney's pivot towards looking for new IP and new and original stories to tell is definitely a step in the right direction. But rebuilding trust and getting people back on side means actually listening to fans and not simply dismissing them as toxic. In the end, I am genuinely glad to see that Disney seems to be trying to find new stories, but all of it will be for naught if they can't abandon the social justice mindset and agenda that has driven them so far. So I do think it's time for the
Even though they stated things like this, I don't think they're gonna abandon this. I mean, I just cannot conceive anymore because they are taking nails on this for so much fucking time and they didn't change it. Why would they do that now? I don't understand. I still don't believe them. Okay, I will not believe. I will not trust them. They will probably keep creating crap movies and crap series and crap animations, and yeah, I just give up on them. I will not try anymore. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have to be honest, to begin with, I was never much of a fan of Disney. Generally saying, now that I think of, I cannot remember a last time that I watched something from Disney. I don't know. I think no, I will not say I don't like anything about Disney because I probably watched something. I just cannot remember now. I mean, of course, I know the main things of Disney, like Mickey and stuff, but I don't remember of like watching because I wanted and because I like it. When I ended up watching something, it's because I was with someone that wanted to watch that. you know, or something like that, like parents, or I don't know if I go to somewhere and the TV is passing something of Disney on TV, you know, like, I don't know.
Company to rediscover the magic of its storytelling by making movies and shows that appeal to everybody while not preaching at anyone. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Fume using the link in the description.
Might have something. I just not remember now because you know me. But might have something because they exist before even I way before I even been born, you know, so they have a lot of productions. I might maybe ended up watching something. I mean, for example, yeah, there is one like Shrek. I watched Shrek. I think the 1, the 2, I think I also watched the 3. And it's from Pixar. Pixar is from Disney, right? So yeah, I think I watched something. Might have others, but I cannot remember now. But yeah, not that many.
They've obviously been a long-time supporter of this channel, but if this is something that you struggle with, absolutely check them out and see if they might be a good alternative in helping you stop your bad habit. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is this a step in the right direction for Disney? Do you think that it's actually just them blowing a lot of hot air and they're actually going to change nothing and they're going to keep being hyper-political with everything they do? What do you make of Gen Z being the group of people that they want to target? Do you think that this is because they have so badly fumbled with Marvel and Star Wars that they're trying to do something new to appeal to this demographic? What do you make of them fumbling the existing media properties that they own? Is this deliberate? Do you think they did it on purpose to destroy them? Or do you think that it's just been a weird thing that's come about as a result of all of the weird politics that they've shoved into everything? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you're not subscribed to the channel and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Of course, in the interim, I hope you little chickadee noodle people stay safe and well and make good choices. Don't make any choices that I wouldn't make, and I will see your wonderful little faces in the next video.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 3-tailed fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Wallen Wolf, Fenny Sylvy, and Zalost, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very much. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Yeah, that was a very nice video, very fun, mostly on the beginning, like on the end. Like in the last minutes of this video, I didn't have too much to talk. I mean, nothing that got my attention, but yeah, I think it was overall a very nice video. I had so much fun, mainly on the beginning of it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed as well and somehow have gotten some information here. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Also, my Patreon, Discord, Ko-Fi, and Tron. And consider support me on Ko-Fi or Tron or Patreon so I can get the fuck out of this terrible country as fast as possible. And I see you all guys in the next one. Bye. Have a nice week.